I guess. So I guess the name kind of says what it is. I thought no one would notice. I'm adopted. I mean, I don't look like it. Don't I look like my brown-haired and blue-eyed parents? This story is a rather hard one to begin because I don't know the beginning or the end. I only know the middle. And what I do know of the middle is what I've been told. This all happened a long time ago, so wind back your watches and clocks to the beginning of time, or the beginning of my time. I was born in a small town in the Anhui province in China on January 26, 2000. I was most likely a second child because at the time the government's one-child policy meant that the families could only have one child. In China, when you get too old to support yourself, you have to move in with your son and his family, so families want to have sons. And I'm not a boy, last time I checked, so I was given up for adoption. We've all heard the fairy tales and stuff about how the beautiful princess who was left in a basket on the doorstep of like a castle or old people's house or something, and then how when she got older, when she was like a teenager or something, she met up with her family and had a joyful reunion after some kind of weird journey that usually involved a boy. And I'm pretty sure that all kids, or pretty much everyone, at some point in their life has fantasized about being a prince or a princess or something. But I actually was found on the doorstep of a school, which actually helps explain why I hate school. And I know that I was a pretty hot baby. I imagined that when I was younger, I imagined that I was the child of an emperor and that my parents had to give me up because they were wanted by the government or something. It was really stupid that I was young. But I'm imagining that my birth parents had to give me up. It made me feel a lot better about myself. And at the time, I didn't know that Chinese people wanted to have boys, so I didn't know why they gave me up. But now that I'm a teenager, I know that one, there really aren't any emperors in China. Two, I was found in a poor town where all the buildings are pretty much made of mud bricks, so even if there was emperors, they wouldn't live there. And three, I know that it's not because of me, because my parents actually kept me for about 5 weeks after I was born, and that put them in a lot of danger, so I know that they wanted me. And remember that fairy tales, they have some sort of like quest, go, like in Rapunzel, go to the lights of the candles or whatever. But where do I start? There's no records of my birth, like even in China, but what I do know is I know where I was found. The village I was born in, or at least the village I was found in, is really small and really poor, and the only road is like a deeply rutted mess. It's mud pretty much. And in the pictures that my parents took when they were there, the crops are really green and pretty, and the dirt is a reddish yellow color. And the school is really small too, and their playground is pretty much a flat area of dirt with one basketball hoop, which is kind of sad. And then in the back of the school, they have a really big, fat pig that they give all of the leftover food to, and then later they'll eat the pig. So it's like their compost system and their lunch. And at the time, that seemed where my story ended, because we had like no other leads. Until my adopted mom found a movie that was about 4 girls who were adopted from China, and they were trying to find their birth parents, And my mom noticed that one of the girls looked a lot like me. And I know that a lot of people say that Asian people look alike, but that's not really true. That's just what you Americans think. So my mom thought that she looked astonishingly like me, kind of creepy. And so in the movie, the girl found her family, and so she found his family, and then my mom decided she should do some research on her. And the girls found in the same area that I was found in, and I was found an hour away from where she was found, and a half an hour away from where her parents live. And since their family is ethnic minority, and so they're allowed to have more than one kid, and so they have 3, including her. And the kids are all 2 years apart, except for there's a 4-year gap between that girl and the youngest kid. And if you put my birthday in there, it fits like perfectly, pretty much, which is kind of scary. And so the next step for me is to watch the movie, and I've known about it for like half a year or something, but I haven't actually watched it, I guess, because I'm kind of scared to watch it. And I don't know, I just wasn't prepared, but I think I'm gonna do that soon. And so a lot of adopted people, there's a lot of good things about being adopted, and there's also a lot of bad things. I like my life so far, and I doubt I don't want to live in a small, tiny village in the Anhui province, because Haines is small enough. And there's definitely advantages to living in the U.S. One is that I have a lot more options than I'd have otherwise, and kids who are born in rural China don't have as many options, so I'm glad I have more options. And I love my family, except sometimes they make me do really hard and dangerous things that endanger my life, like emptying the dishwasher and getting firewood. So I'm kind of still surprised that I'm alive. But then there's also the bad parts, because since I'm adopted, I always want to know, why was I abandoned? I mean, I can guess, but it's just a guess. And do they think about me? Do I have any siblings? And then along with that, the questions is kind of fear, like what if they have some kind of genetic disease that makes me rot from the inside out or something? Something creepy like that. And another part that really impacts me is that I got teased a lot, and I still do sometimes. I got called names like wonton, sushi, and dog eater because where I'm from, and some other really weird names. And they kind of asked oh, why do your parents look why do you look so much different than your family? And I didn't really know how to answer that. And so, but although the uncertainty keeps me up at night, I think it's good. It's good to wonder about these kind of things. And I know I'm lucky to have my family and being adopted. And since I'm adopted, I get to pretend that my birth family is really important or rich or nothing. But when I do find them, I hope that I won't have to wonder as much, and I'll sleep better. And I hope that I find them in the near future, not when I'm 70. But I guess until then, I'll just have to wonder.